Hi, everyone. We all know some people make mistakes. Some people's mistakes are worse than others. And some people are just, well. So let me introduce you to Adam Brackett. He's what we call an one of those. You see, Mr. Brackett was arrested in 2021 for possession of meth, but he failed to appear. So he ended up forfeiting his bond and serving 90 days in jail. He was ultimately sentenced to 2 years of probation in 2022. But by early 2023, he had violated his probation. 10 counts to be exact. That was May 2023, and now we're to his sentencing. And wait till you hear what he's being sentenced on.
This is case number 2112850, People versus Adam Brackett. He is represented by Attorney Prysock. We're here for a probation violation hearing. There's been a recommendation made by the probation department such that if he enters a plea to a non-technical violation, the recommendation is that he be sentenced to jail for up to 11 months, credit for 104 days, and his probation be revoked and terminated as unsuccessful. And Mr. Walburn, do you adopt that recommendation as an offer in this case?
We would, Your Honor.
And Mr. Prysock, is that your understanding of the offer?
Yes, Judge.
And does your client wish to take advantage of that offer, or does he want to have a contested hearing?
Judge, he'll take advantage of the offer.
Is that correct, Mr. Brackett?
Yes, it is, sir.
Would you raise your right hand, please? You solemnly swear, oath, or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Put your hand down. So do you understand the allegations here are that you were placed on probation in this court for the 10-year felony offense of possession of methamphetamine, and that your probation began on July 12, 2022? You understand that the charge that you're entering a plea to is that that you violated condition number 1, that you not violate any criminal law of any unit of government, and that on or about December 16, 2022, you gave a controlled substance to a minor. You understand the allegations contained in this is count 10.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understand that the agreement in this case is that if you enter a plea of guilty to that, that you would get sentenced up to 11 months in jail with 104 days credit. You'd be off probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that your complete understanding of the plea agreement in this case?
Yes, it is.
Have you had sufficient time to consult with Mr. Prysock
I have.
about your charges, the right to contest is at a hearing, and this plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Subject to the plea agreement, how do you wish to plead?
Plead guilty.
Understand that if I accept your guilty plea, that you're giving up your right to contest these allegations at a hearing.
I understand.
You also understand that you are giving up certain rights that you would have at that hearing.
Yes, Your Honor. I understand.
We've listed those rights for you on a written advice and right sheet that you signed when you were arraigned, which I think that was July 21st. Did you read that document?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
And did you sign it back on July 21st?
Yes, I did.
You also understand that if I accept your guilty plea today, you may be giving up the right to appeal any appealable issues you would have if I went to a contested hearing and I found you guilty.
I understand, Your Honor.
You understand that you're giving up your right to appeal this conviction and sentence. And if you wish to file an appeal, it'd be by application, you have to appeal in the Court of Appeals.
I understand, Your Honor.
You now give up your right to have a contested hearing and all the rights that you would have at that contested hearing, and do you affirm your guilty plea?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Is it true then that on or about July 12, 2022, that you were placed on probation to this court for the 10-year felony offense of possession of methamphetamine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is it also true that a condition of your probation was that you not violate any criminal law of any unit of government?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you violate that condition on or about December 16, 2022?
Yes, I did.
Did you deliver a controlled substance to a minor?
Yes, I
What'd you do?
gave it only to my son that was sick,
How old was your son?
9 years old.
And this was a marijuana chewable that contain THC?
Yes, it was, Your Honor.
All right. Are the attorneys aware of any promises, threats, or inducements which have not been stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
There are none.
Is the defendant competent to enter this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Has the court complied with the court for taking a plea and a probation violation?
I have, Your Honor.
Court has.
The court does accept the plea. I do find it knowing, understanding, voluntarily, and accurate. There's been an updated report prepared. Do the parties wish to proceed to sentencing today?
We're fine with that, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Was the report timely made available to you?
It was, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Price, have you had the opportunity to read the report and discuss it with Mr. Brackett?
I have, Judge.
Do you have any additions, corrections, or challenges?
I do not.
Is there anything that you want to say on his behalf?
Well, the original report, Judge, this is his first felony. I know that they're recommending to terminate his probation and sentence him to about 8 months in jail if you give him a balance of his 11 months within the guidelines. So we're asking the court to sentence within the guidelines and to consider a sentence less than what the maximum is called for.
All right, Mr. Brackett, have you had the opportunity to read the report and discuss it with Mr. Price?
Yes, I have.
Do you have any additions, corrections, or challenges?
No.
Anything that you want to say on your own behalf?
Yes, Your Honor. I would just like to ask the courts to please give me some leniency in this matter, as far as doing the remainder of my time. I recently lost my father to lung cancer, and I am trying to take and help out my mom for a period of time. And I would just beg the courts to please I would be willing to do any program, anything in order to please make my jail stay as short as possible. If you would,
When
please.
did you lose your father?
The day before Father's Day.
All right, and Mr. Welborn, any additions, corrections, or challenges?
None, Your Honor.
Anything that you want the court to consider?
We just ask the court to comply with the terms of the plea agreement.
All right, well, Mr. Brackett, you know, you come to the court, defense that put you on probation. It was your only offense on your record. Well, you had 6 prior misdemeanors, no prior felonies. But you absolutely blew probation.
I did, Your Honor.
You know, you're asking for the court for leniency, and I would say that the court or the probation department was very lenient with you. They tolerated, it's my turn to talk. I asked you if you had anything to say, and you were done. So now it's my turn. You filled the report. You consistently tested positive for methamphetamine, heroin, fentanyl, and marijuana. And they tried all different treatment programs. Salvation Army Turning Point failed to complete. Health West outpatient treatment failed to complete. You did do kind of a detox at Gilmore Community Center. Then you were sent to follow up with New Beginnings, failed to complete. KPEP failed to complete. So your request to go to any programming or counseling falls on completely deaf ears. I mean, you've had more opportunities than most people that come to the court in your situation. When you add on top of that, for some way of thinking, you think it's okay to give an 8-year-old controlled substances because they're sick. Now, me, that is absolutely inexcusable, especially with your history of addiction. To give an 8-year-old addicted to substances, absolutely inexcusable. I wish your sentencing guidelines were higher so I could send you to prison. That's how strongly I feel about how you failed probation, how you failed your family, and how you put your child at risk. Understand that? So, no, you're not getting any leniency from this court. I'm giving you the most that I can. The court recognizes that your advisory guidelines would suggest a sentence between 0 and 11 months. It's going to be I'm going to exercise my discretion and say it's consistent with the plea agreement, consistent with the advisory guidelines. It's a sentence to the court that you serve 11 months in the Laredo County Jail. I'll give you credit for the 104 days that you've already served. I'm terminating you from probation as being unsuccessful. You still owe $549.60. So you need to pay that to the court within 90 days of your release from jail. So when you get out of jail, you're still going to have all the addictions that you had before you went in there. Probably the difference is you're going to have no support from the probation department, nobody to try and set this stuff up for you. So if you're going to kick it, you're going to have to do it all on your own. You have the right to make application to appeal your conviction sentence. You cannot afford an attorney. The court appointed attorney will represent you on the appeal. The request for the lawyer is to file with court within 42 days. That's all for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.